Likely that Pakistan's most wanted man, top Taliban commander Baitullah Mahsood, is dead.
To be 100% sure, we are going for ground verification, and once the ground verification reconfirms, which I think is almost confirmed, then we will be 100% sure.
It's believed Mahsood was killed with his wife and guards 2 days ago when an unmanned US drone fired on his father-in-law's house in Pakistan's lawless tribal area of South Waziristan. The weapon of choice in such hostile territory, drones have been widely criticized for causing civilian casualties.
If the reports of Baitullah Mahsood's death are correct, there is no doubt that the Pakistani people are safer as a result of it.
Seldom seen on camera, the increasingly powerful Mahsood commanded Taliban fighters in their thousands. He rose to prominence when the Pakistani government accused him of masterminding the assassination of Benazir Bhutto in 2007. In a carefully choreographed response, and in the company of his men, Mahsood brushed aside the allegations. But he issued a chilling warning about the effectiveness of suicide bombers under his command.
Yes, of course, they do have the atomic bomb, which most of the time killed innocent civilians, while we have much stronger atomic bombs, which is determined and don't miss their target.
Blamed for a spate of suicide bombings across Pakistan and suspected of directing fighters into neighboring Afghanistan, Mahsood took responsibility for a number of audacious attacks, like the bombing of Islamabad's Marriott Hotel last year that killed more than 50 people. In June, the Pakistani government issued a reward of $600,000 for information leading to his capture, dead or alive. It was a small sum compared with the $5 million bounty offered by the United States. If confirmed, Mahsood's death would strike a powerful blow for the fight against the Taliban in Pakistan, but it's thought unlikely to affect operations in Afghanistan. The focus of Mahsood's attentions were Pakistan's government and security forces. Pakistani intelligence believes a meeting is taking place somewhere in South Waziristan to elect a successor. Jonah Hull, Al Jazeera.
Murad Khan joins us now. He's a former spokesman for the Pakistani military. Just how significant is this, then, if it is indeed confirmed?
Yeah, if it is confirmed, I don't see that it would cause any damage to the movement of Taliban, because if you see, first, Naik Mohammed, who was the leader of Taliban, was killed by the US drone attack in 2003, followed by Abdullah Mahsood, who took over Taliban in Pakistan. He was killed by the Pakistani security forces, and now Baitullah Mahsood has been killed. Now, things are very much clearer to us that after killing those two, whether the movement has further gained strength or it was affected. I think personally that the killing of Baitullah Mahsood would not damage the movement, and it would not cause any damage or harmful damage to the movement. And by killing one individual, I think you cannot defeat the ideology of these Taliban or militants. You have to defeat
it's a distraction, though, when we do focus on these single figures. I mean, the sense was, though, that Mahsood was particularly adept at what he was doing, and that maybe no one can match his skill set or whatever. I mean, is that all just nonsense, then?
No, I don't agree with that, because by killing one person, you are not defeating the ideology and the movement. You have to defeat and combat the menace of terrorism by countering, the ideology, because until now, the United States and Pakistan have miserably failed to counter the ideology, which is in turn providing recruitment ground for these militants in that particular region.
I mean, you get the sense, though, that with this killing, it will embolden those in the US and Pakistan to continue on that strategy, as opposed to trying to win hearts and minds and get Pakistani militants onto their side.
No, I don't agree, because these commanders, whom I mentioned, Naik Mohammed, Abdullah Mahsood, Baitullah Mahsood, they are evil of society, and people hate them in their hearts. But by killing like that, through drone attacks or by the security forces, toward the end, they end up becoming heroes. You are in turning, making people heroes, and they gain massive support. And the person who is going to succeed as a successor and come in power, he'll have more strength to combat the Pakistani security forces in Pakistan and the United States troops in Afghanistan.
I guess this is the latest evidence, though, that despite Pakistan's denials, they are actively cooperating with the United States or with drone attacks in Pakistan?
I cannot comment on that, but the policy of drone attack needs to be revised, because what is your ultimate objective? To defeat terrorism, militancy in the area, and what by continuing this policy of drones attack where you kill innocent women and children. And I have told you earlier also that more than 90% of the suicide bombers in Pakistan are those individuals whose dear and near one has been lost in either drone attack or the action taken by the security forces of Pakistan in collateral damage. So you are making more and more suicide bomber, and the people are drifting away from the cause of defeating militancy.
Very quickly though, on Baytullah Masood, he's often blamed for the assassination of Benazir Bhutto. He himself denied that, which is very odd if you have gone to the trouble of assassinating a prime minister. Did he do it?
I personally, he didn't have that much capability and capacity to do that. It is my personal opinion based on my own knowledge of the area and knowing these people. He doesn't have that much capacity and capability to kill the ex-prime minister of a country. It might be blamed, but what the intelligence agencies of Pakistan said they claim, but he personally denied that many times on various occasions.
Murad Khan, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
In Iraq, at least 51 people were reported killed in a series of bomb blasts. The deadliest attack occurred in the city of Mosul, where a truck bombing